Hey guys, what's up? It's Jimmy, and today we're taking a look at the top 5 strangest Pokemon. The Pokemon games are jam-packed with interesting creatures. Every Pokemon seems to have some story to tell, or an interesting origin. A lot of those stories and origins can be pretty strange. Many Pokemon also look very strange. There's no doubt about that. For example, look at Ferrothorn, or Mr. Mime. However, today, appearance is not the key factor. We're gonna take a look at the stories behind these strange Pokemon. That being said, let's begin. Absol is known as the Disaster Pokemon, and that's a pretty extreme title to hold. According to Pokemon Ruby's Pokédex entry, Absol can sense when a natural disaster is about to occur. However, because of the timing it chooses to appear, people have blamed it for causing these disasters. Absol's signature ability has been shown off in various games and anime episodes, examples being Jirachi Wishmaker and the first 2 Mystery Dungeon titles. Absol's origin is grounded in Chinese mythology. It's based off the Bai Zai, an intelligent white creature that can predict catastrophic events, such as plagues. It could also be based on how animals have a very strong sense of the weather and other disasters. Absol is definitely a strange Pokemon, but not the strangest of them all. Let's get this out of the way first. Mawile is pretty weird looking. It has a giant jaw on the back of its head. What's that all about? According to Pokemon Sapphire, the jaw on the back of Mawile's head is actually horns that have transformed into the shape of a jaw. It uses its adorable face to distract foes, then attacks with those giant chompers. Like Absol, this Pokemon's strangeness is based in legend. Mawile is based off the Futakuchi Onna, or the Two-Mouthed Woman, who, you guessed it, has 2 mouths. There are many stories surrounding what causes the 2 mouths to appear, but they're much more graphic than just 2 horns that happen to look like a mouth. In one legend, a starving woman grows a second mouth if she rarely eats, and the second mouth will say pretty harsh things to her. Isn't it interesting to see what these little creatures are based off of? I think so. LGM and BHM are downright strange Pokemon. LGM's Pokédex entries all talk about how it can control the minds of others, and say that it crash-landed from a UFO in the desert 50 years ago. BHM is the evolved form of the Pokemon, so it's safe to assume it's an alien as well. Another Pokemon rumored to be from outer space is Clefairy, but I think these two are a lot more interesting and mysterious. They're of course based off the various rumors that aliens crash-landed in a desert in the United States many years ago. This makes sense since Unova is based off New York City, a location in the United States. But one thing about BHM is stranger than the rest. That's right, more than its mind control powers, ability to distort memories, or its alien origin. It's BHM's cry.
It's BHM! BHM!
It doesn't get better than that. Unknown are rather useless in battle, but they're shrouded in mystery and lore in the Pokemon universe. Unknown are shaped like letters, and the Pokédex notes that they are very similar to writing used by ancient people. However, it's unknown which came first, the Unknown or the ancient writing. When you go into the ruins of Alph, the Unknown's most famous habitat for lack of a better word, open up your Pokégear and turn on your radio. After tuning in enough, a strange transmission will begin to play. This radio frequency is actually picking up the energy emitted by the Unknown. This tune also bears an odd resemblance to the tune played by the Azure Flute, the instrument used to summon Arceus at the Hall of Origin. There are a few other strange connections the Unknown have to Arceus, but I think I'll save that for another video. In short though, the Unknown have some pretty strong connections to the lore of the Pokemon world, and I hope we see these connections explored more in the future. For now though, most of it remains unclear. I've always found Deoxys to be a very interesting Pokemon. It started when I saw the Destiny Deoxys movie when I was little. A Pokemon from outer space? That's crazy, I thought, and I wanted to know more about it. Its Pokédex entry says it's a space virus that was hit with a laser beam and mutated. The crystal on its chest also acts as its brain. This Pokemon can change shape to raise certain stats, and is based around manipulating DNA. This thing is just wrapped in mystery. What fired that laser beam that hit Deoxys? Was it an alien race? Was it scientists from the planet we explore in the games? Was it just a random beam of light? There are just so many questions that haven't been answered. Like the unknown, I want to see this Pokemon explored more in a future game. There was a Generation 3 event where you could catch a wild Deoxys on Birth Island, but there was no storyline reason to why it was there or what connection it has to the games. I guess it adds to the list of mysteries the Pokemon world has to offer, but damn it, I like to learn things and I'm craving answers. Come on, Game Freak, I believe in you. So that's my list of the Pokemon that I think are the strangest, but let's get another perspective. Here's TamashiiHiroka with the Pokemon that she thinks is the strangest.
Jimmy asked me to pick a Pokemon for his strange list, so I figured I'd go with a Pokemon near and dear to my own heart, Wobbuffet. This Pokemon is known as the patient Pokemon, which is fitting considering you might need quite a bit of patience to battle with it. The only offensive moves it can learn reflect the opponent's attacks back at them, and its ability Shadow Tag prevents the opponent from switching out. In Gen 3, you could actually lock the game to an endless battle, using 2 Shadow Tag Wobbuffets holding leftovers, because they'd be unable to directly damage each other and also unable to switch out. Once they run out of PP, the leftovers would heal off any damage from struggle, and the battle would continue on forever. Talk about testing your patience. But that's not the only weird thing about this Pokemon. Its Pokédex entry for Black and White reads, "It desperately tries to keep its black tail hidden. It is said to be proof that the tail hides a secret." Because of the emphasis the Pokédex places on Wobbuffet's tail, it is believed by many that the tail is the actual Pokemon, and the body is just a facade. Whether this theory is true or not, no one knows exactly what the secret behind Wobbuffet's tail is. In most cases, weird or strange Pokemon like this are often based off of mythology, like Mawile for example, and that gives us some clues as to what some of their stranger features are based on. But in this case, Wobbuffet is actually based off of a Japanese comedian named Sanpei Hayashiya, who is famous for slapping his hand to his forehead and saying, "Sonansu Oku-san," or "That's the way it is, ma'am." In Japanese, Wobbuffet's name is Sonansu, or "That's the way it is," and he can always be seen in that trademark pose with his hand on his head. Its pre-evolution Wynot's name is Sonano, which means, "Is that so?" When a Wynot and a Wobbuffet get together, they get stuck in an endless conversation. "Is that so? That's the way it is. Is that so? That's the way it is. Sonano? Sonansu." I guess it really is patient to endure that. That still doesn't really give us any clues to what the true nature of Wobbuffet's tail is, so I guess it will always remain a mystery.
Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Feel free to let me know what Pokemon you think is strange or interesting down below. I'd be happy to see what you guys say, and that's pretty much it. Thank you to Tamashi for doing the guest pick, and thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos.